5 Live at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Monday from 1 on BBC Radio 5 Live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Available on the BBC Sounds app with Stephen Nolan.
Now, let's talk horoscopes. Are you a believer or are you a cynic like me? Apparently, astrology is back in fashion in a big way. There's been a growth in the number of apps such as CoStar, which claims to offer real-time insights based on your time, date, place of birth. Astrology memes are all over the social media as well. You can let me know what you think of all this malarkey. Here's your number, 08085 909 693. With me being such a cynic, I'm sure Marilena Marino well, I'm sure her and I will get on like a house on fire. She's a professional astrologer. Hello, Marlena.
Hello there. How are you doing?
Good evening. You're a contributor to publications including the Astrological Journal and IAM, that's Infinity Astrological Magazine.
Correct.
So, convince me, why do you think, how can you reason that astrology works?
Well, there is a very well-known way of looking at it, which is why does, for example, the moon have an effect on humanity? Why are the police on alert when there is a full moon? Or even hospitals know that there's going to be more accidents and people coming in with some kind of, problems due to excesses. So these are real things that real people working in the streets or in the hospitals have to face. For example, in this specific case, every month when there's a full moon. And in addition to that, you also have the sun. When we are facing the sun, obviously we have everything changes and nature has an opportunity to grow and thrive. So why does it seem so unbelievable that planets, including the sun and the moon, can have an effect on human life?
Well, what's unbelievable is that we can look into the future based on the time, date and where you're born. Like, there is no correlation whatsoever, is there, between where someone's born and whether they're born at 3 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night and looking into the future. I just don't get it.
Well, so astrology is based on you, on the person, on people, and specifically you when you were born, in the place and the time when you were born. And so it's all from your perspective. And at that particular time and place, the planets were in a particular position around Earth from Earth's point of view. And this position changes all the time, changes from like minute to minute, from day to day. So basically, one person born at the same time, either half an hour apart or in different parts of the world, but on the same day and the same time, will have similar potentials. And one thing that's important to understand is that astrology is not about fatalism. It's not about causality. It's about potential. So everybody has a choice. Everybody is given an opportunity in life. And even the worst cases like Epstein, I don't want to go there, but many other people have a similar chart. But why did he choose to do what he did? Yeah, and so it's all free will in essence.
I get that, but how is potential linked to the planets?
Well, the link, I cannot, I don't know exactly why it happens, but I can tell you that the correlation has been observed over millennia. It goes back 3,000 years before the current era even. This is when people started getting interested in why does the moon every now and again go red? Why does the sun disappear? And started watching literally the stars. And then they started writing down when this happens, what happens on Earth? What happens to humans? What happens to the king or to the nation? And they painstakingly took these observations down, and this is the Babylonians who have given us this gift in essence, and ever since we've got all of this time to continue looking back look into what planetary cycles have brought about. So we can't say it's causality, but there's definitely a correlation between what's happening in the sky and what happens on Earth. It's not necessarily that what's in the sky causes it, but we just notice this. So you could say it's empirical because it's just based on observation and correlation.
Or you could say it's a miracle. Or you could point to the many, many astrologers who get it completely and utterly wrong and then have the excuse up their sleeve, well, that was your potential to do that and you didn't reach your own potential.
Well, obviously, like in any field, you have people that can be trusted and people who cannot. That's normal human.
No, I don't mean that, but I even mean
life.
for those astrologers who are legit, okay, and are trying to do a good job and are legitimate people, they've got a get out of jail card, don't they?
Because no, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's. Why would it be in a get out of jail card? You know, when you go, for example, when it's raining outside, you have a choice. You could either decide to take the umbrella out with you, or you could just decide to go out in the rain freely without umbrella. It's a choice.
Look,
and the same with the planets.
Well, look, let's use me as a guinea pig.
Okay.
So go ahead. I'm born in 1973. I'm born in Belfast.
Yeah.
Born at 7 o'clock in the morning.
How confident are you about the birth time? Because that is important.
Very confident.
Very confident. Okay.
My mother remembered, and I think she would know.
Okay. So you are a Leo. Because you were born in August.
Yes.
And so this makes you very, very bold, very warm, very driven and energetic. But interestingly, at 7 a.m., we had the ascendant fell just into the next sign, which is Virgo. And Virgo has a very different feel to it. So, and this means that, yes, you do have a lot of confidence and a lot of strength and a lot of leadership potential. However, there's also a part of you, a very important part of you, that likes to plan, that likes to be prepared, that has incredibly high standards, and that is always focused.
See, that's not true, Marlena. I'm the most disorganized person I know.
Okay.
Ask anybody around me. I am totally unprepared. My life is chaotic. I cause chaos everywhere I go.
Okay, this is about the time you were born. You know, only half an hour earlier would make a different ascendant. But fundamentally, you know, this couldn't be due to, remembering incorrectly, which happens. But there are still other elements in your chart that you can look at without talking about the ascendant. And for example, you have Mars and the Moon in the 9th house, which means you're very interested in higher learning and expanding your horizons, whether this is physical or mental horizons. So, and that's a constant focus for you. And in fact, this area of your life in the last couple of years has been undergoing a huge reboot and a huge influx of energy. So you want to change.
Have you been looking up my Twitter feed?
Not really. Why?
Not really, or no?
No. I've just looked at your most recent post, which was about the gym. Why?
Ah, well, linking the gym to energy.
Yes. So, but I think for you, last year was more important.
Yeah.
You had some very significant changes in your life. I wonder if it's about, but not just career-wise, but also probably at home. So it could be that perhaps you became a daddy. I don't know.
No.
I really don't know. But there was a big change, or could be maybe a big purchase, a big house. Something huge happened in 2017, 2018. Would you? Is that something that you can relate to?
No, I bought my house in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't buy anything. Bought a car last year.
Okay.
You see, this is what I mean. And look, I'm not trying to be facetious to you, but I guess people who buy cynical in me, they will grasp onto that, and that's why they will believe it. They will find something to make the link to what the astrologer is saying.
I mean, there are some people who do that undeniably because, it really helps. Astrology helps put things into perspective. It just helps talking about problems sometimes. Yeah. So, you could look at it this way. Yeah. Sometimes people feel more comfortable talking with an astrologer about very deep problems that they have than with maybe the people they sleep with every day. So there are immense values in astrology, not the least this, that it provides some kind of outlet and perspective in life.
And Marlene, why do you think it's becoming more popular again? What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I think we have to thank technology for that, and specifically social media. Social media has opened up a completely new way of connecting between people, and has allowed conversations around astrology and other similar fields to become normal conversation. And not only that, but also often, when you see charts or planets and so on, they look good on Instagram. So I have to say that social media has definitely helped spread the love and normalize it, bringing it to mainstream to a large degree. And at the same time, for example, it has just given a voice to people who perhaps found themselves in communities where they couldn't talk about these things, or perhaps because they lived in remote areas or in very fundamentalist areas, fundamentalist religious areas. So it's definitely opened up the ability to communicate about these things and to relate. And it's also bringing people together, especially the millennials, because they've grown up at a time of, great change as ever, great disillusionment, with problems of, for example, with the church or religion in general, mired in scandals, violence and sexism, attitudes against the LGBT community or women in general. So all of these things have been brewing in the background, I think. And what astrology does, it offers a clean space, a safe space where there is no judgment, where people are just free to be who they want to be, who they choose to be. So I think that is absolutely a critical factor in why it is so popular right now.
It's been nice talking to you tonight, Marlena.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay. That's Marlena Marino, a professional astrologer. You can let me know what you think, whether you buy into all of this malarkey.